Okay guys, this is a very short video on the module we did not cover yesterday due to lack of attendance. This is on modifying data, and it is part of module 3. In the same work unit, we're going to look at mastering the data manipulation language, which covers the insert, update, and delete statements. Okay. So to insert a row, what we are seeing is that the basic statement looks as follows: insert into the table name, and then we place a bracket, your first column, and then you can have a comma separated list of any number of columns you would like to have. Then the second place we need to have a values clause, which states the actual values we would like to now insert into those columns. Okay, so if we don't have all the columns, for example, the values to go into specific columns, then we can use a column list, like given an example. Now what you also need to note is that the value list must be in the same sequence as your column list. Otherwise your data would go into the wrong columns or would fail to insert into the columns. So there's just a bit of a continuation to this. You cannot insert data if it violates any of your constraints or keys, and it is going to give you a problem on that. Okay, what you also note is that we need to use a column list if we have an identity column, and then you must specify the columns to which you want to insert data. If, for example, in the previous one, our student number was an identity column, then we should only have inserted into the student's surname and his name, and not into other columns. Now, what you also will see from this example is that the student number and name was inserted, one with quotes and one without quotes. Now, the reason for this is that the name and surname is character data, and the cell phone number is seen as character data, and the student number is seen as numeric data, and we'll go into an integer type column also. Okay. Now, yeah, they are just mentioning that and explaining it a bit more when we're saying that we're inserting text, it needs to go into quotes. Now we can also copy data between tables and from one table into another table or into the same table even. Now that is basically done with an insert into table statement. Now this is basically a concatenation of the insert and select statements where we're copying data from one result set and we're placing it into another table. Okay. Then there's a mention of using the update statement to update rows. Now we can either update one row or no rows or many rows even, but you are ultimately updating the column values. Now this column value is depicted in the set statement there, and we're setting it into a new equal to a new value. Okay, so update the name of the table, then set column 1 equal to some value column 2. Now column 1 represents the actual name of the column. That could have been first name or price or unit price or quantity. Now then we also need to have a where restrictive condition to limit the rows which is going to be changed. Now what you need to note is that if we are unsure about which rows needs to be changed, we can firstly go and write a select statement to bring back the rows which needs to be changed and to make sure that we are only working with the correct rows. Then we can add the where clause to our update statement and actually make a change to this. Now what you will need to note is that in this example they're changing the royalty rate and the price, and they're increasing it by 25%. Okay, please look at your maths and your ability that you can do this type of stuff. Then there's a mention of deleting rows. Now the delete statement removes 0 or more records from a table. Now this removes the actual rows from the table. It does not remove columns or so. To remove a column, we need to make a structural change, go and alter the table context and structure. Now the basic syntax to delete, it says delete from the actual table name where I have a restrictive condition. So what you need to note is if you do not specify a where clause, all the rows in that table will be deleted. It doesn't ask you nicely by giving a prompt or so. It is just going to do it. Okay. So here's an example where we're deleting data from the product table on two conditions where the category ID is equal to 10 and the store ID is 5150. So your statement in this case will also break if there's problems with any of your constraints or keys, and then no changes will be made to your actual data. Okay. Then there's also mention about the importance of a where clause and why do we use this. Okay. Now, failure to add the appropriate where clause is really going to be catastrophic, as changes to the data is going to be made and it's going to give you problems in respect to that. Okay. So then there's also mention to the order of the where predicates. Now, firstly, we want to use a where statement and only restrict based on, or firstly restrict on our key columns, and then other additional values dependent on that, to remove or adjust the values based on unique records and results. Okay. Then you'll see there's an exercise where we would have inserted the customer and created our own customer insert to the product. And then there's a question on the company is having a sale and they want to decrease the price on all the products by 15%. So in this case, this is an update statement because we're changing the price for products, which needs to be done based on some condition where the quantity in stock is less than 5 for that specific product. Then there's a mention about writing a statement to insert this fictitious information, which we're placing an order for a customer information here, the order information here, and the order line items. So if we quickly look at this, the customers here, the product is there. We firstly need to insert the records into the order and then the order line table. So if we go back here, you can then go and write the insert statements to go and insert actual data. And then there's also questions on update and delete statements to make changes to specific records based on that. Guys, I hope that this was helpful and that you will learn and be able to perform this